What's up, everybody? This is Graham Guthrie at the Trading 8 for 8 channel. Welcome to today's 30-minute workout. If you're interested in what's to come, please take a moment and click on the down arrow just below this screen. It's going to give us an idea of today's goals, muscle groups we're going to focus on, equipment needed, as well as the types of movements, sets, and reps. Take time to focus on your form above all else. As you get stronger, more confident, the pace will pick up. You can either match mine or push through it. If you like the day's workout, please like our video, subscribe to the channel, and share with your friends and family. Without further ado, let's go get it. Today's workout is going to be total body push-pull. I have a bag full of bands, if you can't see that. I also have a chair. So I want something that I can elevate my feet on. We're going to do split squats and then an elevated glute bridge later on. So without further ado, let's get started here with our warm-up. So we're going to do 3 movements. Again, warm up, total body. So the first thing we're going to do is a squat, but we're going to do a little bit more explosive. We're going to squat down, and then you're going to come up and bring high knee. If you want to put your hands behind your head as you come down and squat, and then you have that rotation to come across the body, feel free to do so. We're going to go with this movement for about 30 or 45 seconds, maybe a minute. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1. Sit back on those heels, come up, and then we're across the body. I think I'm still asleep. My balance is off. I want to bring same leg to same side. What I'm asking for is that cross the body. Try to keep your chest nice and big, shoulders away from the ear, shoulder blades down the back. Even as you squat low, sometimes there's a tendency to lean forward or lose the tension in our back. About 10 more seconds. All right, relax. The next thing we're gonna do is on the floor. It's gonna go plank to a quadruped position. So what we're gonna do is we'll set up in our plank, and your feet can be about hip distance apart. But what I'm looking for is that tension, locking out the knees, squeezing the glutes, shoulders away from the ears. And then you're gonna kind of push the ground away as you bend your knees and put your butt back close to your heels. And then you're just gonna come forward. Again, focus on trying to push that ground away. So once you're in position, we're gonna go for, again, 30 seconds on this one. 3, 2, 1. Don't feel like you need to rush it. Just try to keep those knees low. If the feet are together, split them apart by maybe 6 inches. We're trying to fire up that nervous system. 10 seconds left. Shoulders warmed up, core warmed up. My quads are stretching here. 3, 2, and 1. Now we're gonna stand back up. All right, so next thing we're gonna do is shoulder circles. So we're gonna go 2 directions, 30 seconds each. What I'd like to see, let's go forward. So we'll go, start position is gonna be shoulder height. We're gonna go down, back, and forward. So start off small. We're gonna go, think shoulder height to the bottom of your chest, and then we'll get a little bigger, and it'll be shoulder height to hips. We're gonna start for 30 in 3, 2, let's go. I'm gonna do palms down for these. So remember, shoulder height to the bottom of the chest, maybe a 6-inch drop, depending on how tall you are. Let's start getting a little bigger. So we're dropping our hands further down, further down. Shoulders are firing up a little bit. Let's get bigger, bigger. Now we're hitting that shoulder to hip distance apart. Big chest, shoulder blades down the back. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. And then we're gonna go opposite direction from wherever you were. So back to shoulder height. We're doing the small circles first as we work our way up. So actually, no, that's right. Start making them bigger, dropping those hands a little bit further, a little deeper. Now we're hitting that shoulder to hip height. 10 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. All right, so today I have, again, bag full of bands. I like bands. I have a pretty wide array of them, so I have options in terms of resistance. If you have dumbbells at home, that's great. Deadlift is probably one of the more powerful movements that we have, total body movements. But what I want you to focus on today is we're gonna do a typical deadlift from the kind of bottom up. But what I want you to focus on is after we've stood up tall with our deadlift, I'm guessing you don't have, big dumbbells or barbell rather at home. We're gonna shrug. So when we shrug, it's not shoulders forward. If anything, it's shoulders back, big chest, and then we're gonna return to the floor. So stand up, then we shrug. I want you to separate. A lot of people will shrug right off the bat. We keep everything down, and then I'm asking you to shrug, drop it back down. So it's not gonna feel like a lot of movement, maybe an inch or two in your shrug, and keep it separate from your deadlift. So 12 reps of all 3 movements that we're gonna do in this first superset. I'm grabbing a band to start. It's feet hip distance apart, toes track forward, not out. Knees bent, hips back, shoulders down the back. Again, squeezing oranges in the armpits, and then we're gonna drive the floor away, stand nice and tall, shrug, come back down, push back. 1, 2, and really control the movement. 3, 4, getting the grip. 5, 6, 7. If you're starting right off with the shrug, remember, drop those shoulder blades. 8, 9. Don't let those shoulders round forward. 10. 2 more. 11. And don't push your head forward in the shrug. Keep that chin tucked back towards the neck. 12. All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is, if you have a band, you can sit on the floor with me. If you're just using weights, what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a row, bent over row. Similar setup for your deadlift. We're gonna push your hips back here, and then we're gonna hold the weights back. And we're doing a single arm row. What I want you to do is kind of come across the body, squeeze up. Across the body, squeeze up. And the whole time, even though one arm's kind of kept by the ribs, you're squeezing those shoulder blades no matter what's moving across. So 1 at a time. It's an isometric hold. Should fire up the back a bunch. If you have a band, you can do it standing like I just said, or we're gonna come across the body. So I'm looping around, so I'm pulling from an opposite direction on my foot. So sit nice and tall, shoulders away from the ears, pulling into the body. Let's start rowing. 1, 2, squeeze those shoulder blades. 3, 4, 5. If you need more tension, you have a band. 6, let's grab a little deeper on it. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. All right, good work. All right, one last movement of this superset to start us off. We're gonna go for an overhead press. So, overhead press, we need some good mobility through the body. If you have a hard time standing nice and tall and your arm can't get straight up overhead, recognize that. You may have a tight back. If you have a shoulder issue, that's entirely possible. But what I want you to do is, again, probably don't have super heavy weights, so really control the movement. You're gonna go from a neutral grip, which means palms facing each other, to a kind of a prone grip, which means knuckles up. So if you're using a band, that's gonna look like what I'm doing. If you have a dumbbell, easy enough. Remember, always shoulder blades down the back, unless you're shrugging, very specific movement, down the back. So, without further ado, keep those forearms vertical too. A lot of times our hands drop. Keep elbows under the hands. 3, 2, 1, 12 reps. 1, 2. And then again, don't extend your spine backwards. 3. I'm gonna stand nice and tall. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Very good. All right, switching it up. Back to our deadlift and shrug. We're kind of hitting different parts of the body, so we may not need as much rest, obviously. If your heart rate's up, your form may suffer in your next movement. Take a little bit more time. But if you're following along, let's step on that band or grab those dumbbells, heaviest ones you got, and we're gonna do our 12 deadlifts. Tuck that shin in towards the neck. 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you're looking for breath, 7 is breathe in on your way down. Exhale as you come up. 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Very good. All right, so we're gonna hit the floor. We're going for our either seated row, or if you're using free weights, you are bent over row, holding the weight, holding the tension into the body as we do single arm rows. So when you're ready, we're gonna get those hands back to the rib cage. 12 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. All right, I'm starting to sweat here. I like it. I'm gonna try a little bit heavier overhead. Again, I have options with the bands. 12 reps when you're ready. This one's gonna be tough. All right, 3, 2, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try to extend those elbows all the way up. 5, get those biceps next to your ear. 6, 7, 8, 9, elbows lead the way down. 10, 11, last one, nice and controlled, everything. 12. Whew. All right, little rest on this one. We're gonna do one more round here before we move to our next superset. I'm gonna take a little extra time, heart rate's up, that extra challenge of the overhead press got me working a little bit harder. Again, rest super important to make sure our form stays correct. Maybe 10, 15 more seconds. So we'll start setting up for our next movement, which is the deadlift with the shrug. So again, grab your band, grab your weight. Let's get set up here. 12 reps, deadlifts with shrug. 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Try to keep those shins nice and vertical. Drive your hips back. 6, 7. Tension never leaves your midsection. 8, 9. 3 more. Get a different hand position. 10, 11, and 12. All right, so bent over row or seated row, isometric hold, single arm work. Sit nice and tall or bend over. Tailbone backing up, nice flat back. Always shoulders away from the ears, chin tucked. Pull into the body. 12 reps, let's go. 1, squeeze those shoulder blades together. 2, 3, and I think about my elbow pulling back, not my hand. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Very good. All right. So, last round of the overhead. This one is gonna be tough. Don't shy away from the tough movements. Focus a little bit more. Breathe a little bit more. Drill that form home. All right. 12 overhead presses. 3, I'm gonna do it from a different angle. Lock, squeeze the glutes, soft knees, shoulders away from the ears, all times. 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. Whew. All right, great work. So our chair is coming into play on this next one. I have I need to work on my balance. What we're doing is a Bulgarian split squat. So for me, you typically want something that's about knee height. If you have a sofa, you can either put your toes down. That's kind of uncomfortable for me. I like the chair, so I put my laces on, but what I do for setup is I'm gonna step pretty far forward. I've done a bunch of these, so I know my distance, and I'm gonna put my laces on, and the goal for this one, or any lunge, whatever we're doing, hips and shoulders moving at the same time, at all times. But on this one, I'm gonna keep a slight hinge forward in my hips, and then I'm trying to drop my back knee towards the floor, then I come up. So I'm leaning forward, my chest is kind of over my toes, and what you'll see is my knee wants to stay behind my toes. Always think back knee dropping straight down. It's gonna be 10 reps a leg. Find that right distance. If you feel your knee pushing too far past your toes, step your foot out a little bit further. All right, without further ado, I can't correct you without seeing you. Let's get into our 10 reps. 3, 2, let's go. 1, don't let your knee cave towards your center line. 2, keep that knee in line with the toes. 3, if we have this hinge forward, you're gonna feel it in that glute. 6, 7, driving your weight through your heel, your front heel. 8, 9, 10. I think I might have skipped one. I'm gonna do an extra. All right. So, when you're ready, finish your set. I'm gonna switch our feet, get set up. As I said before, my balance is kind of off, especially as you get tired. So, 10 reps, opposite leg. 3, 2, 1. 1. Keeping your kind of chest forward. 2, 3, 4. Sink nice and deep. 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. All right. Next movement, Spiderman Push Up. These are gonna be challenging. If a normal push-up is tough for you, do whatever push-up variation you can do for 10 reps. Whether that's plain old vanilla push-up, or if it's from your knees, if it's on a countertop, I don't care. Do what's challenging, but you can finish 10 reps with good form. If you're with me, Spiderman push-up, it's kind of like a mountain climber. Knees coming forward to meet your outside elbow of that same side. So if I'm down at the bottom, my left knee is coming towards my left elbow. And what you'll find is your opposite side, so my left knee's coming up, you might feel your right shoulder drop a little bit more. Make sure we're not rounding. Keep everything down and back. And hands are in the midline, thumb kind of at nipple level. So, without further ado, 10 total reps. We're gonna step out and push up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe in on the way down. 8, 9, and 10. Great work. Last movement, ins and outs with your legs. Actually, I'm calling this in and up. So we'll lay on our back. You can put your hands to the side, hands out. If you want to anchor yourself to something, you can. We're going to press our mid and low back into the floor. So kind of tuck your tailbone underneath. Feet are going to come out. We're going to come in and go up, down, out, in, up. If you can only do part of that, do part of it. 10 reps. 3, 2, let's go. 1, 2. Try not to use 3. Momentum to muscle you up. Use your back, your core, abdominals. 5. To power through it. 6. 7. 8. 2 more. 9. And 10. Good work, everybody. All right, we're gonna finish your set. We're gonna find our setup for our split squat. What I want you to do is start your split squat with whatever leg you finish with. So my second side was my left foot forward. So now I'm gonna start with my left foot forward for my split squat. So step out, find that right length. I like to do mine close to a wall in case my balance starts to go. If it goes and you don't have a wall, just step out of it. All right, 10 reps in each leg. 3, 2, and let's go. 1, and again, keep hips and shoulders more like it forward. 3, 4, you're gonna feel it on the butt cheek of that front leg. 5, a little bit more. 7, 8, 9, 10. Finish your set. Swap legs. 10 reps. In 3, 2, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Driving your weight through your heel or your front foot. 4, 5, 6. Core is all moving together. It's not hips and shoulders. 7. Independently, everything's coming up. 8, 9, 10. All right, Spiderman push up. I do have a finisher today of 2 movements. We're gonna finish this round and then go on to that. If you wanna do another set of your split squat push up and ab workout, ab movement, feel free to do so. All right, so 10 reps, Spiderman push up or regular push up if that's your challenge. Feet together, hands under the shoulders. 10 reps, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Knee comes to the elbow. 2, 3, chest comes forward. 4, if your hands are in front of your shoulders at the bottom. 5, walk your feet forward a little bit more. 6, 7, 8, last 2, 9, and 10. Very good. Onto our backs. In and out. Take a moment, catch your breath. Hands come out to the side. If you reach overhead without holding on to anything, that's actually tougher because we can push into the ground a little bit. If you need to anchor yourself, feel free to do that. Just know it's kind of the easiest option. So I'm gonna try to reach without holding on to anything. Doesn't change the fact that we're pressing mid-back, low back into the floor, tucking that tailbone underneath, keeping that tension, feet out, feet in, up, press. Heels down, out, in, up, press. That's 2. 3, 4, 5, halfway home. If your low back starts to feel it, 7. It's because we're weak in the low back. That's all right. Just recognize it and recognize that you need to strengthen it. And that's going to take time. One more. Ooh, these are catching up. 10. All right. 2 movements. If you have a band, we're doing band pull-aparts for 12. If you only have dumbbells, it's a bent over fly. We're hitting that rear delt. Super important for posture, for shoulder strength. If you're bent over, it's knuckles up when you come up, when you fly up. For those of you with bands, we're gonna do knuckles up to start. Set the shoulder blades down the back. 12 reps, 3, 2, 1, let's go. 1. So my hands start about shoulder height. 2, 3, and then you'll see the band kind of hit me mid-chest, nipple line. 3 or 4. 5, don't rush it. Pause at that end range of motion. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 2 more, 11, and 12. All right, so we're gonna go back to our elevated platform. So I'm pulling my chair back. We're gonna do elevated glute bridge. This is called a hip buck. And what you're gonna do, if doing an elevated glute bridge is challenge enough, by all means do that. If you don't have a chair, doesn't mean you can't do this. I'm just changing the plane for those of us who have been doing a lot of bridges with me. So what you're gonna do, aim for like a 90-degree angle. The hip buck is we're gonna drive our hips up, try to get a nice line from shoulders to knees. And all you're gonna do is really engage that core, and you're gonna lift your heels up only like 3 inches. And we're just gonna hold that kind of end range of the glute bridge, and we're gonna, each leg, foot comes up 6 times, so 12 total reps. So find your position, drive that hips up, those hips up, and now we're gonna march our hip buck. 3, 2, 1, 1. And the goal is to not let the hips drop through this motion. If they start to drop, just plant both feet, push them back up, and then start again. I think I'm at 5, 6, 7, 8, and then don't crash down. 9. If you're building tension in the hamstring, you need to take a break. 10, 11. By all means, take a break. I don't need you getting a Charlie horse. Woo. All right, so not necessarily the most impossible thing if you've been doing a lot of bridging, but it's a different way to kind of work that core of those hips. One more round, underhand grip for 12. If you're doing the bent over fly, what I want you to do is try to bring palms forward. So it'd be like your thumbs are going out, or thumbs to the ceiling when you come up. Just gonna rotate the shoulder slightly, hit a different part of that shoulder complex. All right, 12 reps, 3, 2, let's go. 1, 2, and again, try to keep your elbow angle, 3, the same the whole time. There's a tendency, 4, to sometimes pull in and kind of tricep extension out. 5, that takes away from the shoulder doing all the work. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whoo, shoulders on fire, and 12. Very good. All right, last round, hip bucks. So scoot our butt nice and close to wherever our heels are. Heels towards the edge of my chair. Get those hands out. We're gonna find that elevated position. Again,
Nice and strong through here, never allowing those hips to drop. 12, heels coming off the surface. In 3, 2, let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, everything's with control, don't crash down. 9, 10, 11, and 12. And that's all she wrote. Fantastic work, everybody.
And that's a wrap. Fantastic work this morning. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, please reach out using the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as I can with the best answer possible. If you enjoyed today's workout, please hit the like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and of course, share with your friends and family. If you're interested in one-on-one virtual training, I would love to take a few people on as clients. Please let me know. Again, comments, you can reach out. You can hit me up on Instagram at trading848.com. If you're interested in joining in these workouts live every day, get a little bit more consistency in your day, you can follow along on Instagram Live, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time each weekday. I am currently an out-of-work personal trainer, but if you're interested in donating, helping me out in these tough times, if you're able to, that'd be fantastic. You could reach me on Venmo at Graham-Guthrie. I'll put it up right here. Again, continue working hard, remain positive, stay hydrated, be safe, and until next time, take care.